growing up without a dad. Dads play a very great role in families, the growth of children, provision of basic needs. But it's sad that most families lack that in it. Most families lack dads due to three major reasons. It's either one of these: death, dad died, divorce, or we went to buy milk. But growing up without dad really affects a male child as he grows up into his life. I'm not gonna talk about a female's life, a girl, but I do understand as a boy. Growing up without a dad, it's quite dangerous because boys, as we grow up, we oftenly we oftenly picture our dads as our heroes. As we're very young enough, we picture our dads as heroes. The only people that we look at as the male figures into our lives, our saviors, our warriors, it's our dads. Dads give us a complete picture of how, as a man, you're supposed to be. When you're there as a child, when you see your dad, you see yourself one day into his feet, into his shoes. One day you're gonna be this way. It gives you a clear picture of how you are going to be as a father one day. It is really sad that most families do not have dads. Growing up without dad means you're growing up with mom alone. We all know growing up with mom alone is something that there is something that it always misses. Or our moms try really hard to neutralize the situation. Shout out to moms. But there is something that is missing mentally. Growing up without dad means you're growing up into some situation where you cannot picture yourself. You cannot picture as a man who do you want to become. The future man, when you try to look of yourself, you don't see anything. It's because the male figure is missing inside your head. It's very difficult for boys who grew up without dads to find the paths, to know what decisions are supposed to be made as a man once you reach into those challenging stages of life. It's really difficult. Dads play a great role. When dads are missing in family, all that is left is a wandering star. All that is left is nothing but a wandering child trying to figure out who he has to be. Growing up without a dad, growing up with dad leads to future boy who is strong-minded, strong personality, full of integrity, and without fear. Simply because dads, till they reach the stage of being dads, they acquired all those. Now they transcend automatically such traits to the kids. But once you're growing up without him, you need to discover that on your own, and it becomes a lot difficult. One day I will be a dad, and I wouldn't wish my son to grow up alone. I wouldn't wish my son to grow up into this difficulty that we grew up in. Decision making becomes a lot easier for a kid who has a dad because dads always know what to do and they will flawlessly encounter difficult challenge. And we kids look at that and learn. Anyone who is listening to this, we know that someday days don't stay still, we're gonna be dads. We shouldn't abandon our children. We should not leave our children alone into this earth, wandering, finding their own paths, ending up into some paths which they do not entirely understand, but they're just wandering like some wanderers, not knowing what should they live up to. As you are growing up right now, you aren't a dad yet. Make sure that your kids don't live the same life as you lived growing up without that. Try to avoid that with all means necessary.